Fred Rogers, the beloved host of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, was known for his gentle demeanor, moral clarity, and deep empathy. For decades, he was a comforting presence in millions of homes, teaching children about kindness, acceptance, and emotional honesty. To the world, Fred Rogers was the embodiment of goodness. But now, 20 years after his death, his family has started to speak more openly, and the picture they paint is not entirely the one many expected. Behind the sweater vests, puppets, and soft-spoken voice was a man who carried private burdens, struggled with internal battles, and lived a life far more complex than anyone watching his television persona ever imagined. Fred Rogers passed away in 2003, leaving behind not just a legacy of children's programming, but also a family who had always stayed largely out of the public eye. For years, his wife Joanne and their sons chose to protect his image and honor his quiet nature by not speaking in detail about his personal life. But with the passage of time, and perhaps the weight of truth becoming too heavy to keep hidden, some members of his family have finally shared a more complete portrait of the man so many people revered. What has emerged isn't a scandal, but rather a deeply human story, filled with emotional struggles, family tensions, and the often painful disconnect between public admiration and private reality. According to Family Insights, Fred Rogers was not always the calm, unfailingly kind person he appeared to be. While his compassion was genuine, he also wrestled with depression, anxiety, and the pressure of being seen as a moral compass for generations. His son, John, has shared that growing up as Fred Rogers' child was not easy. The expectations were immense, the public scrutiny exhausting, and the emotional distance, at times, deeply painful. Fred, despite his television persona of endless patience, found it difficult to connect on a deeper level at home, where the weight of his own emotional challenges sometimes left him withdrawn. Joanne Rogers, before her passing in 2021, spoke candidly about her husband's inner battles. She described him as a deeply spiritual man who constantly questioned whether he was doing enough good in the world. That burden left him exhausted and often emotionally unavailable. While he never strayed from his values, those values came at a personal cost to his health, to his peace, and sometimes, unintentionally, to his family. This honesty does not tarnish his legacy. Instead, it enriches it, showing how even someone as revered as Fred Rogers was still just a man trying to do his best in an often unforgiving world. The family's revelations are a reminder that no legacy is perfect, and no person is without flaws. Fred Rogers gave the world something beautiful and lasting, but he also left behind a family who had to navigate the shadow of his greatness. Their story is not about scandal, but about reality, the kind Mr. Rogers himself might have quietly acknowledged, had he chosen to speak of it.